Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Kayla's World. Today we are going to talk about the second part of building our chicken house, building the foundation. And like you can see, we have now dug the holes for our poles, and that is where we are going to put our poles. We've also dug the foundation, like you can see, where we will start building the foundation with the foundation stones. We dig the holes very deep. After that, we place the poles just so that we can estimate how many poles we need and to have them in place temporarily before we put them straight. Before we do all this, we start by locating the place where we will build the house. After we locate the place, then we actually put marks on it. We put markers so that you know where the walls will be and where the foundation will be. After that, they use actually a piece of string to mark this place where the foundation will be dug. And they come and start digging the trench. When they dig this trench, it goes down, quite down, deep down up to the marram soil. This is very important so that no moisture comes into the house, into the floor of the house, because we don't want any water inside, and especially when we're going to keep chicken. And so, as you can see, they've already dug the holes, they've put in the poles, and what they do is that they use these poles that we have already dried. We have already actually peeled them, dried them, and already treated them with anti-termite, and we tie a little plastic bag on the end that makes sure that no moisture gets to the wood. At the same time, it protects the poles from termites, from moisture, insects, and rot, or any other thing that wants to destroy them. And what we do is that we dig these holes, and into this hole we are going to pour some cement, a mixture of cement mixed with gravel, and after that you put the pole inside, and after that you pour another mixture, the same mixture you pour again inside, so that the pole is actually standing inside this mixture. It doesn't touch the soil, and this is going to give it very good protection. So like you can see, they've already done that, and they have started to build the foundation. They have actually dug this part of the house because the house is very big, so they can actually dig the foundation and build it on one side as the other ones dig on the other side. And after they've finished building the foundation, then they start filling up the trench which was left. You can see we have very many poles. These poles are really so good because they're very good, and we've harvested them from our own farm. So they're very, very good, and we don't spend so much money buying the poles because this would be very, very expensive for us, and the house would be very, very costly. The other thing that we're going to see here is that since our land is very slopey, we're going to need to flatten it up. So we're going to pick up soil and fill it up And then after that, they are going to pour water on it, leave it overnight so that it sinks down. Then they come back and they're going to compact it. And to compact it, they're going to use some planks, some little wood, some wood, not little, some heavy wood that they build themselves, and they put a handle on it, and they come and compact the soil and leave it overnight. This is very important because we don't want any areas to sink down. As you know, we've added this soil by ourselves. So we don't want any holes in the soil that will make that part of the ground or the floor to sink, and therefore making the floor to crack if it starts sinking. So it's very, very important that you prepare this before you put the slab. The next thing is that, as you can see, they are picking soil from the side and filling up so that the place is flat. It has to be flat as possible. We are not able to make the whole floor because it's very big, flat. So we are going to take an upper floor, and the other half of the house will be one step down. And this is going to be very nice for the chicken because they can actually use that part which is high, like a rooster, and they can use it to stand and jump on the lower side and come up again. So it's going to be quite exciting for them. But we're just doing it because our topography doesn't allow us to have a whole flat floor, because that's actually what would be very ideal. But we just have to do it this way. We're going to show you later on as we build it how that's going to look like. But for now, let's just fill up the soil. And after that, we will extend the stones up so that the foundation actually covers all that soil. No soil should be on top of the foundation. All of it has to be under the foundation, because that way then we are sure that no moisture will come into the house. We are going to practice deep litter poultry farming, whereby we do not remove the litter from the house. It's going to stay there for 2 years as far as it's dry. Only if it gets wet, then we have to remove it and put a new one. But we hope this will not happen, because we'll really have to protect the house from water by all means. As you can see, we have a lot of bananas here. This area is very rich, and you can grow anything. Any crops can grow here because the soil is very rich. So these people in these villages, they have coffee farms and tea farms in small scale. And they plant beans and maize and potatoes and cassava and kales and vegetables, and this is what the workers use for their food, which is very, very ideal for us because they can cook this food and it's very healthy and it's very organic, and they can actually have all their meals at the farm, although they don't live at the farm. But when they're going home, then they have eaten all their meals, and they can take some food with them if it's left over. So it's very good for them and their families that they have something to do. And it's very good to start a project like this because it actually gives the people in the village some income. It's a way of creating a job for them, which is very, very, very important and very nice to have them do something other than asking for money and not knowing what to do throughout the day. So it's a way of keeping them busy and helping them economically also. And of course, it's a way of progressing and using our land a proper way. So now you can see that you can see the fresh soil. So you can see actually that they have flattened it. They have put it all over, but it's not yet compacted. So you are going to see later on after they have done the compaction and as we put the slab. They carry most of their materials with a wheelbarrow. The stones, the sand, everything. They just use this wheelbarrow to carry the materials. Actually, as they build this house, they don't use very modern tools to do anything. They usually use their hands and whatever is there, the trees and the branches and the timber and the poles. This is all they use to build the whole house, to build a ladder to climb, to hit instead of a hammer. They use pieces of wood, and it's amazing that the houses actually come out just like any other modern house, and it's very nice. I think I really admire that you can use your skills and everything you have to produce something that is good and strong and durable and modern. So I really admire that. So let's see what they're going to do now. Here they've put a plank, a little wood there that you can step on so that you don't step on the stone because the cement is still wet. So if you step on it, then it's going to move and the wall will not be straight. So we don't want that one to happen. As you can see now, the poles are straight, so they have actually put cement on them and they're standing straight. You can see that's the place where they mixed the cement. You can see them on the floor. The cement that they're using for building the foundation and putting the poles. So that is very good. So we shall leave them to build and we shall see how much we shall do today. So like I said, our house is going to be 2-storied. We're going to have the first floor and the second floor. The first floor will have 2,500 baths and the second floor will have 2,500 baths. That means that we're going to be harvesting around 4,500 eggs per day, which is going to be very good for us. If all goes well and there are no diseases and no mortalities, then we hope that we'll get a good profit. It's quite expensive building this house, but we have been able to reduce the price by using a lot of our local materials. So all the poles, all the timber is going to come from our forests. that we planted 10 years back, and now we are able to harvest it. So, and the other things actually, like the sand and the stones, are harvested from a quarry that is 10 minutes away from our farm. So we don't have to pay any transportation costs, or rather it's very low. So that makes the house also very affordable. We still are not very sure how much it's going to cost us, but we hope that it will not be very costly, because we cannot afford to have a very expensive house. But at the same time, we'd love it. We'd like to see it looking nice and strong and stable, and be able to keep our chicken. As I say, this house will be built from east to west. That means the short sides of the house are on the east and on the west. This will protect the birds from the sun, from the strong sunlight. And the other side, which is north and south, will be very open with only chicken mesh. Since we're putting a lot of chicken in one place, we must have a lot of air. Aeration is the most important part in this part of poultry farming, because if there's a lot of ammonia, the chicken will just die. And so we must make sure that there's no ammonia in that house. And also that we are doing deep litter poultry farming, which means we don't clean any garbage, any feces from there. So they'll actually be mixing with the wood chips or whatever we are going to use, maybe rice, whatever it's called, I don't know. The remains of the rice we have a lot of coffee factories there. Maybe we'll use the coffee husk. Maybe we can try that. Actually, we'll start looking for that now and see if we can get that. It might be cheaper. We have to compare that, and I think it's less dusty, because the wood chips are a bit dusty, and you have to probably sieve them in the beginning when the chicken are very small, so that they don't choke the chicken. Well, we'll see. We'll have to start investigating on that now as we build the house, because we need to be prepared before the chicken come. And so this is how we are building our house, and we hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. We hope that you've learned something from it, and you're welcome to comment and ask us any questions, and we'll be glad to answer them for you. Please welcome and stay around and watch our third video on how to do the slab, because that is what we are going to do next. The slab is coming after this. Please watch. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you, and have a very nice day. Bye-bye.